Alright, welcome to another week of Ether Raids. We're taking on a Japanese player here today, and we're going to use the Cav team. I've kind of been neglecting this team, but yeah, we're going to use it today. There's no near save, so we should be able to get in and out pretty quickly once we take off for Mortis. Unfortunately, we can't really go on turn 1 here because we got to break all of these structures that's blocking for Mortis. We could also, go in on one of the traps, but then there's counter control, so I don't really want to deal with that. So it's probably the best option to just take off for Mortis right here, and then back out all the way. Now you see the units here, really nice range threats, just a basic team, basic catcher ball, no near or far save, which is a choice, which I've been considering myself lately, but it's so easy to hit and run things. Well, maybe even because it's so easy to hit and run things, you'd probably be better off just like not running a near and far save unit, because you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose either way. I don't know, man. I really just don't know. I think my win percentages are higher if you have save units. That's what I think. It might not be correct, but I think that's the case. Because if you don't have a near save, then you open yourself up to melee threats. Summer Edelgard was the reason that I had to start running near save to begin with, because before that I was just like, I'll have enough nukes to probably chase them down. That slot would probably be a slot that I would put like an extra dancer just for the chase, but lately I've been realizing like the dancer traps don't work as well. What happens is that sometimes the dancer will dance, one dancer will dance wherever the 7 slot unit is, and then the other dancer will just do something weird, which is like completely like unnecessary, unless you set it up like painstakingly. Like, it takes a lot to set it up properly, so not worth it to run the 2 dancers, in my opinion, unless you have like a really specific defense. One of the dancers here is going to dance Catria and leave themselves exposed. I don't know which one it's going to be. They're both Triandra, so Triandra is going to dance one way or another. But yeah, the plan is still to take out Medius here. I like the idea of giving this Shez damage reduction dodge, because she doesn't have it otherwise. So I do like that as an option that we get from Rock Slide Dance from this Peony. So I think that's pretty cool. But Peony isn't going to stick around. She's just here because she's bonus. See what we got here. Alright, so the problem with this is that the range is extended, and I can't stand in this spot anymore. I'll have to reposition if I want to do that. Didn't really want to reposition up. I could just take Medius this turn, but I also wanted to use Nerthuz. Because Nerthuz will get the Gale Force, whereas Shez is only just... I have Heavy Blade on her just so that she can guarantee get the cooldown, but it's still a 5 cooldown, and it's going to take a while for her to trigger Gale Force, so... Nerthuz is more consistent, but Nerthuz might not get the kill, because that is a pretty bulky Medius. So I don't know...
I can handle it.
Which choice to make here. But yeah, I was saying, near save, far save, I just feel like my win percentages are higher. I win more, basically, when I bring the save units. I might be wrong. You can probably I feel like the only real counter to like hit and run strats is to have enough units to chase, and have like dancers to chase. But the thing is, like, the dancer is always going to dance unless you set it up. The dancer is usually going to dance whoever the 7 slot unit, and if they're hit and running properly, they're going to target whoever the dancer is, just to avoid that happening. Unless you're going to hide your dancer in the back like they've done here. In which case, there's always going to be room for you to be able to escape into. It's just how skilled you are in terms of maneuvering out of the threat range once you've initiated. Unless you don't have spaces in your back row, then that can be a problem. But if you have spaces in your back row, you should be fine. I think ultimately that's one of the main reasons like cav lines and flyer lines are so successful, because so many people don't remove the structures in their back lane so that they have those extra spaces to hide. I think once more people start adapting that playstyle or adapting that strategy to just free up the back row, cav lines might not be as successful. I could be wrong altogether in the sense that because you still got to initiate on the cav lines and you got to find a way to deal with it, but it will at least allow you to survive turn 1, which is a benefit, because from there you can figure out how to maneuver against the team, because you have the time to do so. But for now, I still think like cav lines, probably not so much flyer lines, because flyer lines you really need specific units. But I think the cav line is really the superior defense archetype, especially with the schism thing, with the tier 4 ruse being a thing now. It really depends on, because I did see like Vandarf posted something about like a bug with how it works, so we'll see how that pans out. But yeah, set this up. That's about what I expected there. Nerthus completely missed the kill, so we're gonna have to waste another turn and go in with Shez instead, which is fine.
For all life on land.
Just a little bit slow in terms of turns. Definitely have to go on turn 4, because if we don't, I'll probably run out of turns. So let's set it up so that we can go here, and then I think the spaces is probably going to be something like this, because the max range is going to be where Triandra hits is basically the max range of the team. If well, actually one more to the left and right, pretty much in all directions, is going to be the maximum range of the enemy team. The good news is that Golvig is in the back, so we can figure out how to deal with her at a later date. But from here, we can pretty much take out Medius and everything else in the front. The reason that I gave Shez Gale Force is because I can't really depend on Nerthus to Gale Force, and I needed the extra action on this team. It would be good if I could have used a different unit instead of the Shez, but because she hits so hard, it's hard to not use her. But the 5 cooldown Gale Force is kind of a lot. So I'm looking to replace her on this team for someone else who can Gale Force more consistently, or probably just someone who can just get an extra action. Maybe I could put Golvig on this team, because I've been trying to put Golvig on defense, but every time I try to find a slot for her, there's either like a unit that's in rotation that she doesn't do well against, or Gatekeeper is in the meta and he's becoming a threat, which is really the main reason why I haven't been able to really use Golvig to her full potential on my defense, because I'm still trying to figure out what to do about that pass problem with Warp Bubble. Yeah, so it's so annoying. I feel like there's too many things to plan against now, and now they added the whole catcher thing, which, yeah, I figured they'd do. That's not the biggest problem. The biggest problem is the Gatekeeper thing, which kind of seems like it's fallen off, which is acceptable in my opinion, because that means it'll give me more defense building options. I don't have to put pass on everybody, but the beast slot is so important. Like, there's so many things that you'd rather put in your beast slot that just running past, it feels like such a waste, which is why flyer lines have become such a thing, because they don't really have a B slot to really contend with, and the only alternative is to run calves, because calves don't really, skills stuff. So it's such a tough predicament to be in. That's why I want to pull that Sanaki, just so that I can have that extra cav movement and I don't have to worry about running past on everybody. But infantry units are really the best in terms of nuking, because they do have that special spiral and the tier 4 damage reduction skills, halving or piercing skills. So it's really better just to have someone who can do that on the team as opposed to someone who just hits really hard. Except for Tili Scythia, who does that thing really well, where she just hits really hard. But the majority units aren't like the best in terms of doing that. I think I've messed up a little bit here in terms of the placement of Nerthus, but we're just gonna have to hope that it works out here because I have no way to move her. So yeah, we're just gonna see what the enemy units do. Catcher should move first because she's melee. Then she'll get danced. Turn 4, she'll get 3 movement, potentially. So yeah, we're just gonna have to see what happens here. My biggest concern is how far Asker is gonna get. Asker and Sonya have a ton of reach here, so it's really going to be how far those two can go to. But I think Nerthus should be fine because she does have that damage reduction. So we're going to hope that comes in clutch. Plus we have both of the peonies right there, so she's going to be getting extra speed. So that should prevent her from getting doubled. Unless some triangle attack thing happens, but I don't foresee that taking place. I was hoping that I could have, made her solo, but that's just 6 speed. I think we should be able to make up for it with the 2 peonies here. So let's see how this goes. Ooh, oh my god! At least we're not getting doubled, so I think we should live this. Oh my god, that is so close. But yeah, we do live that. Not the best strategy there. Really didn't intend on taking that hit. I probably could have moved like one of the calves over to the other corner, but it is what it is. Oh, I forgot. It's even recovery, even Tempest that Catcher has. But what to do now? Okay, so I'd like to take out both dancers. We gotta get through Sonya, and we have to take out Asker. And since we're taking out Asker, we might as well take out Catcher since she's gonna be the only one there. And Tempest, she should probably get the extra movement next turn, right? I think. Yeah. Next turn 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, potentially. And then I don't think we'll be able to reach Golveg and the other Triandra.
Am I needed?
Let me think about this for a bit here. Alright, so we're going to have to commit a bit here because I don't have all my units in range, and I am going to need Gale Force here. Shez is down to 3 cooldown for her Gale Force, so 2 combats probably, and she should get that. So it's probably for the best to bring her closer to the combat here, because we are going to be taking out Sonya. Hopefully it's not a one-shot. 38. Okay, nice. So we get the kill on Sonya there. Why am I not meeting the speed check on the Sonya? That's so weird. 58. Must be bonus stats.
All life on land.
So yeah, we're going to take out the Sonya, and then we will need to take out one other unit, and Shez should then get Gale Force. Man, this is so much. Really not playing the best right now. But we'll figure it out. Just gotta dance. Now, do I dance? Carla or not. I don't really need Carla. 1, 2, 3, 2 Gale Force. That's 5 actions, or well, at least plus the dances. All right, so we just gotta dance. What do I use to dance here? Decisions. I think this is the best option because it does give her the damage reduction in the event that we need it. Now, Asker has tempo. Asker has tempo, so I can't Gale Force off Asker. I will Gale Force with Nerthuz, but I don't think Nerthuz will take out this Asker. I can Gale Force off Catria. This is just so much to think about. I really want to replace the Shez for different units. This is just way too much to think about here. She does get the kill, but Shez will be stuck there. And not only that, I need to get Carla out of the way. I can't leave Asker alive because if he gets danced, his movement is going to be too far for me to do anything about. And he'll also be able to warp. He'll be able to warp because of Catria as well. So Catria definitely has to go. And then I don't know what to do from there. Can't do that with because if I attack right there with Nerthuz, then Nerthuz gets stuck. It's turn 5. I also need to figure out how to get the pots. Alright, let me think about this. Okay, so I've taken some time just to formulate a plan here because we are gonna need every action here to get out. And I don't think we'll be able to get all the way out either. We're gonna have to gamble on unit movement, but we are gonna be taking out Catria and retreating with Nerthuz, since Nerthuz can't take out Asker. So that's Gale Force.
You ready?
Now the only problem here is Shez has to move because she's kind of in the way. Because we're gonna...
life on land.
I have no more dances, and the only one who can get all the way to safety after a combat here is T. Ira, because she'll have that movement from her Canto. I have no more Canto on any of my units, and no more dances, so we're gonna have to back out here.
You ready?
It's just the positioning that's gonna be a problem here. Man, the only reason that I didn't try to tank this with one of my Omni Tanks teams is because Golvig is there, and I don't think my Byleth outspeeds her, and I forgot to bring the legendary Ather, just so that we could take a hit and then counterattack. But it would probably be 2 hits from the catcher ball, but yeah. Alright, so we're just gonna have to commit and just back up here and then try to hope for the best, because the only problem is that Peony was right there and I wouldn't be able to reposition Shez out of the way, so Shez can potentially get hit by Golvig, so we'll see what happens here. Trianda should move first though, because she's a melee unit. So let's see what happens. Fingers crossed. Let's hope for the best. Okay. Exactly what I wanted to happen. Alright, we got really lucky there. But yeah, from here we should be able to clean this up. We just gotta take out Triandra and then focus on getting the pots. And then we could probably get Nerthus on the following turn. Oh man, that was really, really lucky. Alright. Let's get out of Golvig's range and work on getting these pots, and then we'll call it a day, man. This one has been not the best gameplay for me here. I really didn't do the best here in terms of strategy, but that was really just down to me being tired, I guess.
Got it.
Can I get this right now?
We will abide.
I think I can. I think if I reposition up with Carla, I can get the pot and take out Golvig this turn.
Well, you ready? Of course.
Alright, wonderful. So we don't have to go to turn 7. Awesome. Alright, so let's take this out. I made this way harder than it needed to be. But that's it. GG's. Let's play one more.